Hey Taurus, I need to share something with you today because the energy coming through these cards is absolutely undeniable. You know that feeling when you sense someone watching you, studying your every move, waiting for you to fail? That heaviness in the air when certain people cannot stand to see you thriving? Well, the cards are revealing exactly what has been happening behind your back, and more importantly, what is about to unfold as karma comes full circle. I have been sitting with this reading for a while, and I have to tell you, the universe has been keeping receipts. Every single thing that was done to you, every whisper behind your back, every attempt to sabotage your success, it has all been documented in the cosmic ledger. And Taurus, the settlement is coming due. Before we dive into the cards, I want you to understand something. This reading is not about revenge or celebrating someone else's downfall. This is about divine justice. This is about the universe restoring balance. Because while you were busy focusing on your growth, on building your empire, on becoming the best version of yourself, there were people who could not handle your light. They literally paid to see you destroyed. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these individuals invested time, energy, money, and resources into trying to tear you down. But here is what they did not count on. They did not count on your resilience. They did not count on your divine protection. And they definitely did not count on karma being the ultimate equalizer. So let me shuffle these cards and see what the universe wants you to know right now. The energy is already so strong, I can feel it before I even pull the first card. These vultures have been circling, but Taurus, the tide is turning in ways they never anticipated. All right, the first card I am pulling here is the Eight of Swords. And wow, this card is speaking volumes about the situation you have been in. When I look at this card, I see a figure who appears trapped, blindfolded, surrounded by swords that seem to form a prison. But here is the critical detail that most people miss. Those swords are not actually touching this person. The prison is largely an illusion. And this is exactly what your enemies have been trying to create around you. And let me break this down because this is so important for you to understand. These people who have been working against you, they have been employing psychological warfare. They have been trying to make you feel trapped, trying to make you believe that you are powerless, that you have no options, that you are stuck. They wanted you to put on that blindfold yourself and accept limitations that were never actually real. Think about the past several months or even the past year. How many times did you feel like the walls were closing in? How many times did you question yourself, doubt your abilities, wonder if you would ever break through? That was not an accident, Taurus. That was a deliberate campaign of mental and emotional manipulation designed to keep you small, to keep you doubting, to keep you from stepping into your full power. But the Eight of Swords has a beautiful message hidden within it. The person in this card can walk away at any time. The bindings are loose. The swords do not actually form an impenetrable barrier. And this is your truth right now. You have been stronger than these limitations all along. You have had the power to step out of this mental prison whenever you chose to. And something tells me you are already beginning to realize this. Your enemies invested so much in trying to convince you that you were trapped, because they knew that if you ever realized your true power, if you ever took off that blindfold and saw the situation clearly, their game would be over. They needed you to stay in a state of confusion, fear, and self-doubt. They needed you to believe their narrative about who you are and what you are capable of. But here is what the Eight of Swords is revealing about what is coming. You are about to have a massive moment of clarity. The blindfold is coming off, Taurus. You are about to see, with crystal clear vision, exactly who has been doing what, exactly how the game was rigged, and exactly how much power you actually have in this situation. And when that clarity hits you, when you finally see the truth of how you have been manipulated and confined by nothing more than smoke and mirrors, the rage of liberation you will feel is going to propel you forward with unstoppable momentum. Your enemies are terrified of this moment. They are terrified of you waking up. They are terrified of you seeing clearly because they know that a Taurus who understands they have been played, who recognizes the manipulation, who sees the false boundaries for what they are, that Taurus becomes absolutely unstoppable. You are not just going to walk away from this perceived prison. You are going to dismantle it completely and show everyone else who was watching exactly how the illusion was constructed. The Eight of Swords is also speaking to me about the desperation of your enemies. They are watching you right now with increasing panic because they can sense the shift. They can feel that you are close to that breakthrough moment. They can see the cracks forming in the illusion they worked so hard to build around you. And this is making them absolutely frantic. They are like vultures circling a wounded animal, except the animal is not actually wounded at all. It is just gathering strength before it rises up in full force. These people have been checking on you constantly, monitoring your social media, asking mutual friends about you, trying to gauge whether their tactics are working. And what they are seeing is scaring them because despite everything they did, despite all the resources they poured into trying to break you, you are still standing. Not just standing, but growing stronger. Your success is not diminishing, it is increasing. Your light is not dimming, it is getting brighter. And this is their worst nightmare because it means everything they invested in your destruction was wasted. The energy of the Eight of Swords is showing me that these individuals are now trapped in a prison of their own making. While they were so focused on trying to confine you, they built walls around themselves. They became so obsessed with your downfall that they neglected their own growth, their own opportunities, their own lives. They are the ones who are actually stuck now, unable to move forward because they are so fixated on your destruction. They are the ones who are blindfolded by jealousy, envy, and hatred. They are the ones who cannot see clearly anymore. And this is how karma works, Taurus. The Eight of Swords is showing up first in this reading to illustrate the principle of cosmic justice. Whatever energy you put out into the world, whatever you try to do to others, it comes back to you multiplied. They tried to imprison you mentally and emotionally, so now they are experiencing a prison of their own consciousness. They tried to blind you to your power, so now they are blind to their own reality. They tried to surround you with threatening energy, so now they are surrounded by the consequences of their own actions. The message here is powerful. You are breaking free. The clarity is coming. The blindfold is being removed. And as you step into your liberation, they are stepping deeper into the consequences they created for themselves. The Eight of Swords represents both the trap they tried to set for you and the trap they ultimately set for themselves. Justice is not just coming, Taurus. It is already in motion. Now I am pulling the second card, and oh my goodness, this is the Hanged Man. And the energy of this card in your reading is absolutely profound. At first glance, the Hanged Man might seem like an uncomfortable card because it shows someone suspended, waiting in a state of limbo. But Taurus, this card is revealing something crucial about the journey you have been on and why everything had to unfold exactly as it did. The Hanged Man represents a period of enforced pause, a time when you had no choice but to stop, reflect, and see things from a completely different perspective. And I am getting the message that while your enemies thought they were stopping your progress, while they believed they were holding you back and preventing your success, they were actually facilitating the most important transformation of your life. Think about it. When you are suspended upside down like the figure in the Hanged Man, everything looks different. What was up is now down. What was right is now left. Your entire perspective shifts. And this is exactly what happened to you during this difficult period. While they thought they were destroying you, the universe was actually using this time to give you a perspective shift that you could not have gained any other way. During this hanging time, this waiting period, this season where it felt like nothing was moving forward, you were actually gaining wisdom that will serve you for the rest of your life. You were learning to see through people. You were developing discernment. You were understanding the true nature of loyalty, friendship, and integrity. You were figuring out who deserves a place in your life and who needs to be removed completely. The Hanged Man is telling me that you sacrificed a lot during this period. You sacrificed your peace of mind at times. You sacrificed opportunities that you had to turn down because you were dealing with the chaos these people created. You sacrificed relationships that became casualties of their smear campaign. You sacrificed the version of yourself that was naive enough to believe everyone had good intentions. But here is what is beautiful about the Hanged Man. The sacrifice is always worth it because what you gain is infinitely more valuable than what you lose. Your enemies have no idea what they actually did. They think they wounded you, set you back, damaged your reputation, limited your options. But what they really did was force you into a chrysalis. They forced you into a transformation chamber. They forced you into a suspended state where you had nothing to do but turn inward, do the deep work, face your shadows, strengthen your foundation, and emerge as someone completely different. The Hanged Man often represents enlightenment gained through surrender, and I am seeing that you had to surrender a lot of things during this time. You had to surrender your need to control how others perceived you. You had to surrender your desire to defend yourself against every lie they told. You had to surrender your attachment to people who showed you they were not really for you. You had to surrender the timeline you had planned for your success and trust that the universe had a better plan. And that surrender, as painful as it was, as frustrating as it felt, was exactly what needed to happen for you to level up in the way you are about to. Because you cannot become the next version of yourself while clinging to the old version. You cannot step into greater power while holding on to the need to be liked by everyone. You cannot build an empire while being afraid of making enemies. The Hanged Man forced you to release all of that, and now you are about to rise from this suspended state as someone who is untouchable. But here is where this gets really interesting in terms of karma. The Hanged Man is showing me that while you were in this suspended state, gaining wisdom and perspective, your enemies were in suspended animation of a different kind. They were frozen in their obsession with you. They were stuck in a holding pattern of hatred and jealousy. They were suspended in a state of waiting for your destruction that never came. Imagine spending months or even years of your life fixated on another person's downfall. Imagine investing your resources, your energy, your time, your mental space into trying to destroy someone. Imagine waking up every day and checking to see if that person has failed yet. That is a kind of prison, Taurus. That is a kind of hell. And that is exactly where your enemies have been living while you were gaining enlightenment. The Hanged Man is revealing that they sacrificed their own growth for the sake of your destruction. They put their own lives on hold to focus on you. They hung themselves on the tree of obsession. And unlike you, they are not gaining any wisdom from it. They are not having any profound realizations. They are not becoming better people. They are just stuck, suspended in hatred, waiting for a victory that will never come. The perspective shift that the Hanged Man represents is already happening for you, but it will never happen for them because they are not capable of seeing things from another angle. They are locked into one view, which is that you are the enemy, you are the problem, you are the one who needs to be eliminated. They cannot see that their real enemy is themselves. They cannot see that their real problem is their own jealousy and insecurity. They cannot see that what needs to be eliminated is their toxic mindset, not you. The Hanged Man also speaks to me about martyrdom, and I am getting a strong message that your enemies are about to try to play the victim. As karma starts catching up with them, as consequences start manifesting in their lives, they are going to try to flip the script. They are going to try to make it seem like they are the ones who were wronged. They are going to try to paint themselves as martyrs who were just trying to protect themselves or others from you. But here is what the Hanged Man wants you to know. True martyrdom, true sacrifice, leads to enlightenment and growth. False martyrdom, playing the victim for sympathy and attention, leads to stagnation and suffering. You are experiencing the former. They are about to experience the latter. When they try to play victim, people are going to see through it because their energy will not match their words. The universe will not support their false narrative because it is not aligned with truth. The Hanged Man is ultimately a card of spiritual awakening gained through difficulty. And Taurus, you are awakening. You are seeing clearly. You are understanding the game at a level that your enemies never will. And this awakening is your superpower moving forward because you cannot be fooled again. You cannot be manipulated again. You cannot be trapped in illusion again. You have done the hanging time. You have gained the wisdom. And now you are ready to be released from this suspended state and step into the next chapter with eyes wide open. Your enemies are still hanging, still waiting, still obsessing, but you are about to be cut down from that tree and land on solid ground with a perspective and wisdom that makes you absolutely formidable. The Hanged Man is confirming that the waiting period is almost over, the transformation is nearly complete, and what you are about to become is so far beyond what they tried to prevent that they will not even recognize you. The third card I am pulling is the Devil. And Taurus, this card is absolutely exposing what has been happening in the shadows. When the Devil shows up in a reading about people who are working against you, it reveals the true nature of their energy and their intentions. This is not just about jealousy or competition anymore. This card is showing me something much darker, much more deliberate, much more sinister. The Devil represents bondage, addiction, obsession, and toxic attachments. And I am seeing very clearly that the people who have been working against you are in bondage to their hatred of you. They are addicted to the idea of your failure. They are obsessed with your life in a way that is deeply unhealthy and disturbing. This goes way beyond normal envy. This is a pathological fixation. Let me explain what I am seeing in this card. The Devil traditionally shows two figures chained to a pedestal where the Devil sits. But if you look closely at the traditional imagery, those chains are loose. The people could remove them at any time if they chose to. But they do not, because they have become comfortable in their bondage. They have accepted their chains as part of their identity. And this is exactly what has happened with your enemies. These individuals have become so defined by their opposition to you that they do not even know who they are without it anymore. Their entire sense of self is wrapped up in trying to tear you down. Their whole purpose has become your destruction. They have chained themselves to this mission, and even though they could walk away at any time, even though they could free themselves from this toxic obsession, they will not, because then they would have to face their own emptiness. The Devil is showing me that these people paid to destroy you not because of anything you actually did to them, but because your existence triggers something in them that they cannot face about themselves. Your success highlights their failure. Your light exposes their darkness. Your growth reminds them of their stagnation. Your authenticity reveals their fakeness. And instead of doing the inner work to address their own issues, instead of focusing on their own improvement, they have chosen to stay chained to the mission of bringing you down to their level. This is the energy of the crab bucket mentality that the Devil often represents. When one crab tries to climb out of the bucket, the others pull it back down. Not because they have some grand plan to escape together, but because if they cannot get out, they do not want anyone else to get out either. Your enemies are the crabs at the bottom of the bucket, and they have been frantically trying to pull you back down every time you start to rise. But here is what the Devil is revealing about the karmic consequences they are facing. When you chain yourself to something toxic, when you become addicted to a destructive pattern, when you obsess over something unhealthy, you create your own hell. You become your own tormentor. The Devil does not actually have power over the chained figures in the card. They give him power by choosing to stay chained. And your enemies have given their obsession with you so much power over their lives that it is now destroying them from the inside out. I am seeing that these people are experiencing the consequences of their own toxic energy in very real and tangible ways. The Devil represents material consequences, and I am getting the message that their finances are being affected. The money they spent trying to destroy you, the resources they invested in their schemes, it is not coming back to them. In fact, it is creating holes in their own stability. They thought they were making an investment in your downfall, but what they actually did was sabotage their own prosperity. The Devil also represents health issues that stem from toxic thinking and behavior. I am getting a strong message that the people who have been obsessed with destroying you are experiencing physical manifestations of their spiritual sickness. The stress of their hatred is eating away at them. The anxiety of watching you continue to succeed despite their efforts is wreaking havoc on their nervous system. The constant monitoring and scheming is exhausting them at a cellular level. And here's the thing about the Devil energy. It is self-perpetuating. The more they suffer consequences, the more obsessed they become with blaming you for those consequences. The worse their lives get, the more they convince themselves it is because you are still standing. They cannot see that they are the architects of their own destruction. They cannot accept that their downfall has nothing to do with your success and everything to do with their own choices. The devil in this position is also warning you about something important. These people are about to get more desperate. When people who are addicted to a particular outcome see that outcome slipping away from them, they go through withdrawal. And withdrawal makes people do increasingly reckless things. I am seeing that as karma intensifies around them. As their own lives start to crumble, they may make some last-ditch efforts to take you down with them. But here is what you need to understand. The devil may represent bondage and toxicity, but it also represents the moment before liberation. The darkest hour is just before dawn. When the devil shows up, it means that the toxic cycle is about to break. The chains are about to be shattered. The obsession is about to be exposed for what it truly is. And the people who have been living in this energy are about to face the full weight of their choices. The devil is showing me that their mask is slipping. People around them are starting to notice something is off. Their obsession with you is becoming obvious to others. Their energy is becoming noticeably dark and heavy. Their lies are starting to contradict each other. Their schemes are leaving evidence. The facade they have been maintaining is cracking. And what is underneath is something that is going to shock the people who thought they knew these individuals. For you, Taurus, the devil is a reminder to maintain your boundaries and your protection. Do not let their desperate energy attach to you. Do not let their chains wrap around you. You have broken free from the illusions they tried to create. You have seen through their manipulation. Now you need to make sure you stay in your power and do not get pulled back into their drama as they spiral. The devil ultimately represents the consequences of living in shadow, of operating from ego, of being controlled by base desires and toxic patterns. And your enemies are about to learn what happens when you build your life on such unstable ground. They are about to discover that the chains they placed on themselves in their obsession with you have become a prison they cannot escape. They are about to realize that the devil they need to face is not you. It is the one they have been feeding with their hatred, jealousy, and malicious intent. This card is confirmation that karma is not just coming. It is here. It is active, and it is working through the very energy they have been putting out into the world. The devil shows that they have become enslaved by their own darkness, and that enslavement is now manifesting as very real consequences in their material reality. You are free and rising. They are bound and falling. That is the karmic balance the devil is revealing. Now I am drawing the fourth card, and this is the Tower and Taurus. When this card shows up in a reading about karma, you know the universe is not playing around anymore. The Tower represents sudden, dramatic, unavoidable destruction of false structures. This is the lightning bolt of divine intervention that shatters everything built on lies, ego, and malicious intent, and it is aimed directly at the people who tried to destroy you. Let me tell you what I am seeing in this card. The Tower traditionally shows a tall structure being struck by lightning, with people falling from it as the walls crumble. This represents the collapse of something that was built on a faulty foundation. And I'm getting a very clear message that the lives, reputations, and circumstances of your enemies were built on lies, manipulation, and dark energy. They built their tower thinking they were powerful, thinking they were untouchable, thinking they could destroy you and face no consequences. But the Tower is here to tell you that their entire structure is about to come crashing down. This is not going to be a gradual decline. This is not going to be a slow erosion. This is going to be a sudden and dramatic collapse that shocks everyone who witnesses it. The Tower does not give warnings. It does not negotiate. When it strikes fast and with absolute certainty. And the people who worked against you are about to experience this energy in a way that will leave them stunned and scrambling. I am seeing that the false narratives they built about you, the lies they told to damage your reputation, the stories they spread to turn people against you, all of this is about to be exposed in the most public and humiliating way possible. The Tower represents revelation, truth coming to light, secrets being exposed. Whatever they did in the dark is about to be dragged into the spotlight where everyone can see exactly who they are and what they have done. Think about how carefully they constructed their image. Think about how much effort they put into appearing innocent, appearing righteous, appearing like they were the victims or the heroes of the story. They built this tower of false perception, brick by brick, lie by lie, manipulation by manipulation. And now, the tower is showing me that the foundation of all those lies is crumbling. And once the foundation goes, the entire structure collapses instantly. Your enemies are about to experience their own personal tower moment, and it is going to be devastating for them. I am seeing career collapse for some of them. Relationships that were based on the lies they told about you are going to implode. Social circles that they manipulated into taking their side are going to turn on them once the truth comes out. Financial stability that was built on ill-gotten gains or resources they should not have had is going to evaporate. Everything they thought was solid is about to be revealed as smoke and mirrors. The Tower is also showing me that they are going to lose their sense of identity. So much of who they thought they were was wrapped up in their vendetta against you. So much of their purpose was defined by their mission to destroy you. And when that tower falls, when they can no longer maintain that false sense of righteousness and purpose, they are going to have an identity crisis that rocks them to their core. They are going to look in the mirror and not recognize themselves. And more terrifyingly, they are not going to like what they see. What is particularly powerful about the Tower in this reading is that it represents divine intervention. This is not just karma. This is the universe actively stepping in to correct an imbalance. This is cosmic justice saying enough is enough. These people have been allowed to operate in shadow for a certain period because you needed to learn lessons, you needed to develop strength, you needed to shed the people and situations that were not aligned with your highest good. But that period is over now. The Tower marks the end of the grace period and the beginning of direct consequences. I am also getting the message that the Tower is not just about their external circumstances collapsing. It is about their internal world shattering, their ego, their pride, their sense of superiority, their belief that they could get away with what they did. All of this is about to be demolished. The Tower breaks down the false self to reveal what is underneath. And what is underneath for these people is not going to be pretty. They are going to have to confront the reality of who they actually are versus who they pretended to be, and that confrontation is going to be brutal. The lightning bolt that strikes the Tower comes from above. It comes from the heavens. It represents a force that is beyond human control. And this is important for you to understand, Taurus. You do not need to do anything to make this happen. You do not need to plot revenge. You do not need to expose them yourself. You do not need to fight back. The universe is handling this. The divine is handling this. The lightning bolt of truth and justice is already on its way, and there is nothing these people can do to stop it. I am seeing that some of them might sense what is coming. They might feel the energy shifting. They might notice that things are starting to unravel, and they are going to panic. They are going to try to reinforce their tower, to tell more lies, to cover up the old lies, to manipulate more people to maintain their false image. But the tower cannot be prevented or avoided. Once that lightning bolt is in motion, the structure is coming down no matter what they do. The tower also represents liberation, although they will not see it that way at first. When everything they built on lies is destroyed, they will have an opportunity to rebuild on truth. When their false identity is shattered, they will have a chance to discover their authentic self. When their toxic patterns are broken, they will have space to develop healthy ones. But that will require them to take responsibility for their actions, to genuinely repent, to do the deep inner work. And I am not seeing that energy from them, which means they will likely experience the tower as pure destruction without the redemptive transformation that could follow. For you, Taurus, the tower is a victory card. It is confirmation that justice is being served. It is proof that the universe sees everything and always balances the scales. It is validation that everything these people did to you is about to be returned to them magnified. You have been protected, you have been strengthened, and now you are about to witness the spectacular downfall of those who tried to ensure your downfall. The Tower is telling you to watch and learn. Watch what happens when people build their lives on darkness. Watch what happens when people invest in destruction rather than creation. Watch what happens when people operate from ego and malice rather than integrity and love. And learn that the universe will never allow injustice to stand forever. The Tower of Lies will always eventually fall. This card is also preparing you for what you are about to witness. It might be shocking. It might even make you feel a moment of sympathy for these people when you see how hard they fall. But remember why the Tower had to strike. Remember what they tried to do to you. Remember that this is divine justice, not human revenge. The Tower comes when it must, and it comes with the force necessary to completely dismantle what should never have been built in the first place. The fifth card I am pulling is the Ace of Pentacles and Taurus. This card is bringing such powerful confirmation that while your enemies experience the crumbling of their false towers, you are receiving brand new beginnings in the material realm. The Ace of Pentacles represents a gift from the universe, a divine offering of prosperity, abundance, stability, and tangible success. This is the hand of God extending from the clouds to offer you exactly what you deserve. What is absolutely beautiful about this card showing up in this reading is the timing. While the Tower is destroying what they built on lies, the Ace of Pentacles is showing that the universe is building something real and solid for you. While they experience loss, you are receiving gain. While their resources dry up, new streams of income are opening for you. While their opportunities disappear, doors that were previously locked are swinging wide open for you. The Ace of Pentacles is the card of new financial beginnings. I am seeing that you are about to receive money in unexpected ways. This could be a new job offer that pays significantly more than what you have been earning. This could be a business opportunity that has massive potential. This could be an investment that suddenly pays off. This could be a gift, an inheritance, a settlement, or some form of financial blessing that comes seemingly out of nowhere. But it is not out of nowhere, Taurus. This is karma working in your favor. Remember all those resources your enemies spent trying to destroy you? Remember the money they paid to people to work against you, the time they invested in schemes and plots, the energy they poured into your downfall? The universe is taking all of that energy and transmuting it into blessings for you. Every dollar they spent on your destruction is being returned to you tenfold in the form of new prosperity. Every hour they wasted obsessing over you is being converted into time-saving opportunities for you. This is cosmic mathematics, and the equation is balancing in your favor. The Ace of Pentacles is also speaking to me about a new level of security and stability in your life. You have been through so much chaos because of these people. You have dealt with so much uncertainty, so much instability, so many situations where you felt like the ground was shifting beneath your feet. But this ace is telling me that you are about to plant your feet on solid ground. You are about to build something that cannot be shaken. You are about to create a foundation so strong that no amount of outside interference can destabilize it. I am seeing new partnerships forming around you. The Ace of Pentacles often represents the beginning of a mutually beneficial relationship, whether in business or in your personal life. After dealing with people who only wanted to take from you, who only wanted to harm you, who only wanted to see you fail, you are about to connect with people who genuinely want to see you win. These are people who will invest in your success, who will offer real support, who will bring resources and opportunities to the table that benefit everyone involved. The hand in the Ace of Pentacles is extending from a cloud, which represents the divine realm. This is important because it shows that these blessings are not just lucky breaks or random good fortune. This is divine compensation. This is the universe acknowledging what you have been through and saying you deserve to be rewarded for your resilience, your integrity, your refusal to stoop to their level, your commitment to staying on your path despite the obstacles they put in your way. What I love about this card in your reading is that it proves something crucial. Your enemies thought that by attacking you, by sabotaging you, by trying to block your blessings, they could prevent your success. But the Ace of Pentacles is showing that they had no power to stop what the universe has ordained for you. They could not block your blessings because your blessings do not come from the earthly realm where they operate. Your blessings come from the divine realm where they have no access and no influence. The Ace of Pentacles is also about manifestation. It represents the moment when what was in the spiritual realm becomes physical reality. And I am getting a very strong message that things you have been visualizing, praying for, and working toward are about to manifest in your actual life. You are about to see tangible evidence of your growth. You are about to hold physical proof that your faith was not in vain. You are about to experience material confirmation that you backed the right horse, which was yourself. This card is telling me that your success is about to become undeniable. It is about to be so obvious, so visible, so tangible, that even people who doubted you will have to acknowledge it. Your enemies are going to have to watch you thrive. They are going to have to witness your prosperity. They are going to see the divine hand blessing you while their own lives fall apart. And that is going to be the most bitter pill they have ever had to swallow. The Ace of Pentacles represents the seed of great wealth and success. This is not just a one-time blessing. This is the beginning of a new cycle of abundance that is going to grow and expand over time. What you receive now is going to multiply. The opportunities that open now are going to lead to even bigger opportunities. The money that flows to you now is going to create more money. This is compound blessing where each good thing leads to more good things. I am also seeing that the Ace of Pentacles is bringing you a gift of confidence and self-worth. When you have been attacked and devalued by others, when people have tried to convince you that you are worthless, when your enemies have done everything possible to make you feel small, receiving tangible evidence of your value from the universe is incredibly healing. The Ace of Pentacles is the universe telling you that you are valuable, you are worthy of abundance, you deserve all the good things that are coming to you. Your enemies are going to hate this. They are going to watch you receive blessing after blessing while they experience loss after loss, and it is going to drive them absolutely crazy. They are going to try to tell themselves that you do not deserve it, that you got lucky, that it is not fair. But deep down, they are going to know the truth. They are going to know that this is karma. They are going to know that this is divine justice. They are going to know that they brought their own downfall upon themselves while you earned your blessings through resilience and integrity. The Ace of Pentacles is ultimately about new beginnings in the material world. And Taurus, this is your new beginning. This is your fresh start. This is your opportunity to build the life you deserve without the interference of people who want to destroy you. The universe is handing you the tools, the resources, the opportunities, and the support you need to create something amazing. All you have to do is reach out and take what is being offered. The divine hand is extended, the gift is yours, and it is just the beginning of the abundance that is flowing your way. The final card I am pulling is the Four of Wands, and Taurus, this card is absolutely perfect as the conclusion to this reading because it represents celebration, victory, stability, and the achievement of a significant milestone. The Four of Wands is the card that says you made it, you survived, you overcame, and now it is time to celebrate everything you have accomplished, despite the forces that were working against you. When I look at the Four of Wands, I see a beautiful scene of celebration under a canopy decorated with flowers and fruit. There are people dancing and rejoicing because something significant has been achieved. There's a sense of having reached a home base, a place of safety and security where you can finally let your guard down and enjoy what you have built. And Taurus, this is exactly where you are headed. After everything you have been through, after all the attacks you endured, after all the schemes you had to navigate, after all the lies you had to rise above, you are about to enter a period of genuine celebration and stability. You are about to reach that moment where you can look around at your life and feel deeply satisfied with what you have created despite the obstacles. The Four of Wands represents completion of a major phase. It is that moment when you finish building the structure of your new life and you get to step back and appreciate what you have accomplished. For you, this represents the completion of the battle phase. The war that your enemies waged against you is ending, not because they decided to stop, but because the universe is removing them from your path entirely. The Tower is collapsing their world while the Four of Wands is building yours. What I absolutely love about this card is the energy of community and support. The Four of Wands shows that you are not celebrating alone. You are surrounded by people who genuinely love you, who support you, who have stood by you through the difficult times. These are the people who did not believe the lies that were spread about you. These are the people who saw through the manipulation and stayed loyal. These are the people who deserve to celebrate with you because they were there in the trenches with you. I am seeing that you are about to experience a gathering of your true tribe. The people who matter, the people who are real, the people who have proven their worth, they are going to come together around you. There is going to be a moment, possibly quite soon, where you look around and realize that you are surrounded by solid, genuine, loving people, and all the fake ones have been filtered out. That moment is going to feel like coming home after a long journey through hostile territory. The Four of Wands is also about partnership and harmony. After dealing with people who only wanted to compete with you, tear you down, and see you fail, you are about to experience relationships built on mutual respect, genuine affection, and authentic collaboration. Whether this is in your romantic life, your business partnerships, or your friendships, the energy is shifting from conflict to cooperation, from backstabbing to support, from jealousy to celebration of each other's success. This card is telling me that your home life is about to become a sanctuary. If you have been living with instability, with the constant stress of knowing people are working against you, with the heaviness of carrying the weight of their attacks, that energy is about to lift completely. Your home, whether physical or metaphorical, is about to become a place of peace, joy, security, and celebration. You are going to be able to relax in ways you have not been able to in a very long time. The Four of Wands represents harvest time. It is the card that shows up when you finally get to reap what you have sown. And Taurus, you have been sowing seeds of integrity, hard work, resilience, and authenticity, even when it would have been easier to give up or stoop to their level. You stayed on the high road even when they were attacking you from the gutter. You kept building even when they were trying to destroy. You maintained your values even when they had none. And now you are about to harvest the fruits of all that effort. The celebration that the Four of Wands promises is not just about external success, although that is definitely coming. It is also about internal peace. It is about knowing that you won without compromising who you are. It is about the satisfaction of proving through your actions that integrity and authenticity are more powerful than manipulation and malice. It is about the joy of standing tall when others expected you to crumble. I am seeing a very specific vision coming through with this card. There is going to be a moment in the near future where you are literally celebrating something significant. This could be a promotion, a business milestone, a personal achievement, a relationship milestone, or simply a gathering with people you love. And in that moment, you are going to have a profound realization of how far you have come. You are going to remember the dark times when your enemies were trying to destroy you, and you are going to look around at your current reality and feel overwhelming gratitude and satisfaction. But here is what makes this moment even more powerful. While you are celebrating, while you are surrounded by love and support, while you are enjoying the fruits of your labor, your enemies are going to be dealing with the consequences of their actions. They are going to see your celebration from afar, and it is going to destroy them emotionally. They invested everything in your failure, and instead they are witnessing your triumph. They wanted you broken, and instead you are whole. They wanted you isolated, and instead you are surrounded by genuine love. The Four of Wands is showing me that your success is going to be visible and undeniable. This is not quiet success that only you know about. This is public victory that everyone can see. Your enemies tried to destroy your reputation, tried to turn people against you, tried to make you a social pariah. But the Four of Wands shows that you are going to be celebrated, honored, respected, and loved by the people who matter. The community is going to rally around you, and that public support is going to be the ultimate slap in the face to those who tried to isolate you. I want you to understand something important about the Four of Wands energy. This card appears after the struggle has been won. It comes after you have faced the challenges and overcome them. It arrives when you have built something stable enough to last. And that is exactly where you are. You have already done the hard part. You have already survived the attack. You have already proven your strength. Now you get to enjoy the victory. The Four of Wands is also about laying down roots and creating lasting stability. Your enemies wanted to uproot you, to destabilize your life, to make it impossible for you to build anything solid. But this card is showing me that you are about to plant yourself so firmly in good soil that nothing and no one will be able to shake you again. You are creating a foundation that is built on truth, hard work, genuine relationships, and divine support. That foundation is unshakable. The canopy in the Four of Wands represents protection. After feeling exposed to attack, after feeling vulnerable to their schemes, you are about to be sheltered by divine protection and human support. The people who love you are going to create a protective circle around you. The universe is going to shield you from further harm. You are moving into a protected space where your enemies cannot reach you anymore. This card is also speaking to me about freedom. The Four of Wands is often associated with liberation and the freedom to be yourself. After spending so much time defending yourself, managing your reputation, being careful about every move because you knew people were watching and waiting for you to fail, you are about to experience the freedom to just live your life authentically without fear. You are about to be released from the prison of their scrutiny and judgment. I am seeing that this celebration energy is going to manifest in multiple ways. There will be big moments of obvious victory that everyone can see, but there will also be small daily moments of joy and peace that only you will recognize as the true victory. Waking up without that heavy feeling of dread, going through your day without constantly looking over your shoulder, sleeping peacefully without anxiety about what they might do next. These quiet freedoms are just as much a part of the Four of Wands celebration as any public triumph. The Four of Wands is ultimately about achieving a goal and taking a moment to honor that achievement before moving on to the next phase. And Taurus, you have achieved something remarkable. You survived an orchestrated attack. You maintained your integrity under pressure. You kept building while others were trying to destroy. You stayed true to yourself when it would have been easier to become bitter and vengeful. You trusted the universe when you could not see the full picture. And now the Four of Wands is showing up to say it is time to celebrate all of that. Your enemies are going to watch your celebration and feel the sting of their failure. They are going to see you thriving and know that every resource they spent, every scheme they hatched, every lie they told was completely wasted. They're going to realize that not only did they fail to destroy you, but they actually made you stronger. They are going to understand that their attack pushed you to level up in ways you might not have otherwise, and that realization is going to be torture for them. But you know what? That is not your problem anymore. The Four of Wands is giving you permission to release them from your energy completely. You do not need to think about them. You do not need to monitor them. You do not need to wait for their downfall to feel satisfied. Your satisfaction comes from your own success, your own peace, your own celebration. They are irrelevant to your joy. They are footnotes in the story of your rise. The Four of Wands is confirming what all the other cards in this reading have been pointing to. Justice is being served. Karma is real. The universe does balance the scales, and you, Taurus, are on the right side of that balance. While they fall, you rise. While they crumble, you build. While they suffer the consequences of their darkness, you enjoy the rewards of your light. So Taurus, as I close out this reading, I want you to hear this clearly. The vultures that have been circling you are about to scatter. The people who paid to destroy you are about to pay the price for their actions. The ones who could not stand your success are about to experience the bitterness of watching you succeed even more spectacularly. Everything they tried to do to you is boomeranging back to them with cosmic precision. The Eight of Swords showed you that you were never actually trapped, you were just made to feel that way, and now you are seeing clearly and breaking free. The Hanged Man revealed that what they thought was your suspension was actually your transformation, while they remained stuck in obsession. The devil exposed their bondage to hatred and the chains they created for themselves. The Tower confirmed that their false structures are collapsing in dramatic fashion. The Ace of Pentacles promised new beginnings and divine blessings flowing to you, and the Four of Wands guaranteed that you are moving into a period of celebration, stability, community, and victory. This reading is not just about karma coming for them, although it absolutely is. This reading is about you stepping fully into your power, your prosperity, and your peace. This is about you claiming the victory that you earned through your resilience and integrity. This is about you celebrating the life you built despite every obstacle they put in your path. The universe sees everything, Taurus. Every tear you cried, every sleepless night you endured, every moment you wanted to give up but kept going, every time you took the high road when you could have sunk to their level. All of it has been recorded in the cosmic ledger, and the payment is coming due. For them, that payment is the Tower moment and the Devil's consequences. For you, that payment is the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands celebration. So get ready to receive your blessings. Get ready to celebrate your victory. Get ready to watch divine justice unfold. Get ready to step into the most abundant, peaceful, and joyful chapter of your life. The waiting is over. The transformation is complete. The karma has come full circle. And you are standing exactly where you are supposed to be, which is on top, while they deal with the rubble of the tower they built on lies and hatred. If you felt this reading resonate with your situation, if you recognize the energy of people who have been working against you, if you are ready to step into your Four of Wands celebration, let me know in the comments. Share what you are claiming. Share what you are ready to release. Share how you are feeling about the karma that is unfolding. This community is here to support you, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Remember, Taurus, you are protected, you are blessed, and you are victorious. The universe has your back, and karma is your bodyguard. Trust the process, celebrate your journey, and get ready for the abundance that is flowing your way. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next reading.